random shit I think about. We're going to discuss something that has just been on my mind. And what do you think? 'Cause you guys are very insightful. I love having these chit chats with you. I make videos every Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday, so please remember to hit subscribe below and ring my bell so we can become best friends here on the internet. Okay guys, I have another chit chat video for you where we just talk about random stuff that I think about. Like, I think I should just make this a series. Like, I have it like spill on the tea, but I feel like it should just be like random, and I drag you in because I need to know what you guys think too, because usually very insightful and you're a lot of fun. So let's get started. So what I was randomly thinking about, that fashion has kind of been smothered by social media. I feel like social media, the internet, has kind of messed with fashion. I feel like we've lost a little bit of our individuality because of the social media presence. That actual fashion has been kind of turned into fast fashion. Even designer has fallen prey to this. So let's discuss it. So the first thing I thought about is, how was fashion when I was growing up? I was born in the 80s, I'm a 90s kid, and I started to get into fashion, really loving it in the late 90s, early 2000s. I loved seeing like Jessica Simpson when she had the multicolor Louis Vuitton. She had the Speedies, all that stuff. She had the whole collection. I remember watching her show, her and Nick Lachey, watching that, her throwing her dirty laundry down. Like, she was so like us, but not really. I wouldn't just throw my dirty laundry down the stairs. But anywho, she's normal. I remember watching those shows. I started to get style from like celebrities, and then I would look at magazines to get ideas, see things that were coming out. You would just go into a store and walk around and see the fashion. You were kind of inspired by those type of people, like people you saw, like movies that came out. I remember Clueless came out, and I was just so inspired by the style of Clueless, and everybody was wearing like the plaid skirts and the knee-high socks and all that stuff. It's just like, that's how everybody got influenced, was by really movies and magazines and things like that, and celebrities. So now you have social media, Instagram, all that stuff. You have the rise of the influencer. So these are people that they share their style with you, right? They influence you. They show you products and things that they have. And now it's gotten to the point where that influence, I don't feel like it's as genuine as it was. So you have some influencers that you'd see their style, and I have some influencers that I really love their style. It's very unique. Like me, I like color, I like fun fashion. So there are still some supermodels and some people in the fashion industry that I followed. They're old school. And even Mel Sodero, I loved her style. She's very unique, and I was always inspired by her pieces, and I love that her and I are the same age, and we were inspired by the same kind of fashion, and then I would buy vintage pieces and style them. So that's who influences me. But now that I'm noticing is luxury is starting, especially since we had, even before the pandemic, but now it's just like they are just constantly, like Louis Vuitton is constantly coming out with new pieces, constantly coming out with a bunch of stuff, constantly raising the prices. Chanel, the same thing. Like, they're just whipping out items, but you don't feel like you're getting the value. And the first time I kind of noticed that this fashion influence was starting to get cloudy, for me, that I noticed, this is probably, you guys probably noticed it long before me, but I noticed this with the Louis Vuitton multi-pochette bag. So that bag, I first saw it on, again, one of my favorite fashion influencers, Victoria from She's the Fro. She's one of the ones I have followed and watched, gosh, for years. And so she had that bag and she put it on and she was styling it, but she was gifted that bag. And I remember seeing her, she's always open and honest about it. And she had it on her YouTube, and she's like, I was gifted this fabulous bag. I'm so excited, blah, blah, blah. And she was wearing it and styling it, and she looked cute and chic. But when I first saw the multi-pochette, even on her, it just wasn't for me. I was like, oh, that's one of those things that just isn't for me, not my style. But I liked it. Like, I liked the strap. I remember seeing the pink strap, and I'm like, I love the strap. I wish I could just buy the strap. At the time you couldn't. And now I think you can just buy the strap, but it's over $1,000. But at the time, that's like, all I like is the strap. I would probably take everything apart. And yeah, $1,600 at the time, what it retailed for, $1,800. I thought that was still expensive for something that I wouldn't wear as a set. So then I started seeing that bag everywhere. And then I realized that Louis Vuitton had gifted this bag to so many people, like influencers that are high, influencers that are low. They just kept gifting this out. Some people told you. So then when people were saying they love the bag, all this stuff, like you weren't sure if it was genuine or not because they're getting gifted it, right? So you want to keep getting bags. Like who wouldn't want to get bags? I can't even say that I would be honest. Like if Louis Vuitton would start sending me bags, could I be honest about my thoughts? Even if I didn't like the bag, I don't know. I feel like I would feel the pressure to say something nice because it's nice to get fancy, expensive bags. So that's starting to get skewed with that fashion, and that was everywhere, and everybody was getting influenced by that. Again, I like the strap. I did not like the piece put together, but even I was having trouble with it being crammed down my throat. Next, you have the Dior saddlebag, and I actually had the Dior saddlebag. I had a vintage version of it, and I knew it was coming back out again. Mel Sodero again kind of showed me like, I think this bag's coming back. Beyonce wore it. You know, when Beyonce does something, it turns to gold. Dior gifted it to so many people. And again, Victoria got the bag, but she got it in a smaller size. And really, this bag is not something that's practical. I had the original regular size of it. You can't fit as much things as you think you can. And then they attached a strap to it, and I just didn't think it looked good with the strap because it kind of pulled the shoulder strap on it. I just didn't like the look of that. As you can see from these pictures, I just didn't think it looked nice with the strap. And again, it's not super practical bag. It can't fit a lot of things in it. So I knew that because I had the original bag. And the price tag on this bag is over $3,000. But I can't tell you, like, my original bag was Velcro. This bag was magnetic. That I actually started looking at this bag at times. The larger size. I'm like, well, it come in larger sizes, that maybe that'll be more practical. But again, I knew that I didn't like how it looked with the strap. And I don't think I would just buy it as a shoulder bag because it does fit really snugly under your armpits, and I didn't want to have a bag like that. And I was just getting influenced. They just gave it everywhere. So were people wearing this bag? Were people styling this bag because they love the bag or because they were gifted the bag? You just kind of lose that fashion. And when you see a piece on everybody, like literally a piece was on everybody, it starts to lose its appeal, to me at least. It kind of becomes fast fashion. It kind of becomes like everybody else, and we all lose that individuality that we love, right? You got Pinterest and you look on there and I see so many people like looking the same, even with the filters. Like there's this one filter that I feel like so many people do. It's where it makes your skin look more tan, and it's like more like neutral kind of colors and all that stuff. And it's just like, is that necessarily, like, we're all starting to look like each other. We're kind of losing that individuality. It's kind of killing fashion. And then you just started seeing designers coming out with similar items that other people have. They just were starting to recycle older fashion, right? They were starting to recycle fashion that we had, which happens anyway in fashion, but they're just going back like, okay, people are loving vintage. People are loving buying vintage bags. People are loving being individual and finding these vintage pieces, which is what I love to do. I love to go to eBay. I love to go there and find some unique pieces that no one else can have. I used to just go to vintage shops, and I would go to those places. Like when I would go to the beach with my mom, there's this one vintage shop, and I would get vintage earrings. I would get vintage pieces, vintage bags and stuff like that. And then designers started releasing their items, which made the vintage pieces go crazy. And now everybody has these items. So they weren't unique anymore. And it just sucks because you know that Louis Vuitton, you know that Gucci and stuff, we're seeing people buying these vintage pieces, getting such a great deal on them, rocking them. We're seeing it on our social media. They were seeing on that, and then they re-released the pieces for a crazy amount of money, and now everybody has it. And that's kind of sucks. I just don't like that part of fashion anymore. I don't like that everybody looks like everybody else. That's not what fashion is to me. Fashion to me is like what makes your heart sing. I love styling pieces differently, like finding a piece and wearing it different ways. Like having my Prada bag, like I have my Prada satin sparkly bag. I wear it with jeans and a t-shirt. Like that's how I'm gonna wear it. You know, other people will wear it dressed up and stuff. It's just like, that to me was a unique design, and it's a fun design, and I'm inspired by that and that type of fashion. And I really hope that we can kind of look past this, but it's just really sad to me to see designer fashion and the uniqueness and different things going away, because you'll see something that's popular. And I do love the Prada version, but when everything was going on with the Louis Vuitton multi-pochettes, then you had Prada coming up with their version of it with the re-edition, which I absolutely love. I love that Prada brought back their nylon, and it wasn't crazy expensive, which I appreciated. but they brought that back. And then you saw other, like Louis Vuitton just putting these straps on everything. Like Louis Vuitton is just producing stuff so fast that their quality is totally going downhill. I just saw a video of a Louis Vuitton unboxing and this mini pochette, and there was a flaw with it. The leather was already lifting on this pochette that has never been used, that was just delivered to them from the website. Like, how is this happening? Like, how can no one see that the leather was lifting? Like, she didn't see it, and then she looked at it, and as soon as you look down, you can see that the leather is lifting. That's not good, guys. That's not good. They're producing stuff so fast, they're losing the quality, but yet the prices are going up. Do you really feel like I do with social media that it's kind of ruining fashion? That it's kind of ruining individuality? That's kind of ruining. I would really love to see people like designing something new that we haven't seen before. I really hope that fashion isn't over, and then we're still gonna get some great, beautiful, unique pieces that no one has ever seen before. I'm hopeful, and I'm also hopeful that we will start to remember what we love and not what others tell us to love. Okay guys, that is everything. Let me know what you think of these type of videos. Did you like it? Give me a thumbs up, thumbs down. If you're like, girl, stop talking, stop thinking about things, you can put that in the comments down below. And as always, I want to thank you so much for watching and hope to see you again. Bye guys.